Hey, this is Dani. The channel is You and Me Living Free, and I'm sitting here in my minivan camper, but I'm home in Kansas City, and I'm sitting at a park, so nowhere exotic, just usual suburban park behind me. And I'm getting ready to go for a walk. I've been trying to do regular exercise because I have a great big dream to do the Grand Canyon hike rim to rim. Now, ever since I went to the Grand Canyon on my travels in my minivan camper, it's just been kind of a dream, but it's such a far off dream. It's such a, like, the kind of shape that I would have to be in to actually be able to do it is so far from where I am right now that it almost seems impossible or insurmountable. And so every time I would think about it, I get these two feelings. I get very inspired and very, like, I know it's there for me to do, because that's what they say. Like, when you have an idea or an inspiration, it could be kind of intuition or guidance kind of pulling you forward, or it could be just a passing, thing here and there. But one of the signs that it really is something you're supposed to listen to is that it kind of keeps coming up and keeps coming up, maybe over time or maybe even over years. Well, this has been something that's been working on me for over a year. When I was actually out camping a lot and traveling a lot in my minivan, it was easier for me to kind of connect the dots and think, oh, I can, keep hiking and do these hikes and build up. But it just never really came together. And then when I decided I was going to come home to Kansas City for a while because I'm in a transitional period, I don't know if I'm still going to be able to travel in my minivan as much, or if I'm going to take a local job or remote job. I don't know. I'm working on all that stuff. But as I do, I thought, when I am here and have this stability is one thing that brings, one of the gifts of stability is that it is easier to establish kind of habits and regular things. Like when you're traveling and when you're a nomad, it is very difficult, for me at least, to build habits and patterns and routines. And because you're always someplace else, because you're facing different challenges every day and problem solving every day. Maybe it's decision fatigue, maybe it's whatever it is. But I didn't have the discipline really when I was out on the road to do a bunch of things continuously. And for that whole over a year that I was out on the road, I had more of a goal to not have any of that rigidity and just to see wherever I was guided and to be free and in the moment, because I've never had that kind of freedom in my whole life. And it was miraculous and amazing. But now I'm into a different kind of thing. Now I'm setting long-term goals, and some of them are having to do with this travel and with accomplishing. See, the name of the channel is You and Me Living Free. So living free is more for me than about the camping in my minivan, right? It's about living free. It's about having a dream, following it, making it happen, as so to speak. And so this is kind of a related arc, but not necessarily exactly the same thing that you've been seeing from me. But as I've said in earlier videos, I'm going to kind of be shaking things up and really just kind of taking you along in life. And so whatever I'm doing, I'm going to bring you along. I'm also going to the Gutted event, which is very cool, that is starting. And so I'll be covering that as well. You'll see a couple of those videos in the next week or so as it's happening. I'm going to do it kind of real time and try to get one up pretty quickly while the event is actually still going on. But so in addition to that, I'm going to start talking about doing this Grand Canyon rim to rim hike. Now, I'm so far away from it that right now I have broken it down into kind of segments. The goal is so big. I mean, when I did the research of the actual hike and what it takes, it's like, 24 miles or so, which is almost like marathon length. But then when you think a marathon is usually like on paved road or whatever, this is of course a hike. And not only is it just a hike over rock and gravel and everything else, but you're going down like 6,000 feet in elevation, and you're going up over like 4,000 feet in elevation. Some pretty miraculous stuff, some stuff that's really hard on the body. Also, So I'm going to need, I broke down all these kind of skills and different areas where I need to build myself up, where I need experience, where I need work. And so the first one is just like get in regular cardiovascular exercise, start to strengthen my heart and my body just a little bit. And I'm doing 30 minutes of exercise 5 days a week. Walking. I'm starting with walking. I'll do variations and add in flexibility and add in strength. All that is coming down the road, but I can't do a bunch of stuff all at once. See, my usual go-to used to be, when I was young and everything, would be all in 100%. If I'm doing this, then I want to set a goal of like doing it in 6 months and just not killing myself to get there, but really like I'll do whatever it takes and I'm going to get there. I know like 10 years ago or so, I decided I was going to complete a half marathon. And so I downloaded a 4-month training program from like Runner's World or whatever for beginners. And I was very out of shape. And I also wanted to lose some weight and stuff. But I downloaded a 4-month training program. I scheduled a half marathon for the end of that 4 months. And I just followed the training program no matter what, come hell or high water. I was going to do what was on that board to do like today, right? And I decided I didn't care because I was never a runner. I have never been a runner in my whole life. So I decided I don't care if I run the whole thing or I have to walk some, that's fine. I just want to finish and I don't want to be last. That was my goal. And so if the sheet said do 9 miles, then I would do 9 miles and I would, go as slow as I possibly could that was sustainable. And then when I needed to walk, I would walk. And that's how I completed the half marathon. I actually did 2 of them. But I was so all in. I was just like, oh, a 4-month program. I mean, I literally should have started with, I wasn't doing any exercise back then either. It was absurd. And every single workout, I was pushing myself so hard that I never got to enjoy it. So by the time I finished my second half marathon, I was burnt out. I hated running. I was just done. I'm lucky I didn't injure myself, but I didn't, miraculously. Because I know a lot of people who just train too hard and stuff between the shin splints or the ankles or the hips or whatever, right? Knee problems, plantar fasciitis, all that stuff, right? I didn't get injured miraculously. But anyway, I have gone down on a rabbit trail again, haven't I? So what is my point in making this video? What is my point in making this video? I've been talking about camping and stuff a lot. I'm going to continue to do that because I'm going to travel here and there on weekends and stuff while I figure life out. I'm still going to go to Gutted, but I'm going to start to talk more often right now about this training for the Grand Canyon. And it's not going to look like Grand Canyon training for quite a while because I have to build a foundation. So my old way of being would be go all in, try to do it in 6 months. 6 months would be completely unrealistic even for pushing it. 9 months, a year, whatever. Even that would be a lot, I think. But I won't know till I get started. So I've cut it down into segments. And for this month, what I'm focusing on is 5 days a week, 30 minutes at a time of walking with a quick stretch at the end. That's what I'm focused on right now because the whole big picture is too much to even think about. And then slowly but surely, I will add in inclines. I will add in more endurance and further distances. I will add in complexity and hardness and stuff. And then I will move from the pavement to hiking and to gravel. And then I will have to work on the inclines and the declines and stuff. And I will have to work with backpacking and learning how to do that because I can't, even at the 24 miles, even if I was in the most amazing shape in the whole world, I wouldn't be able to do it without staying overnight. So then I'm going to have to work on developing those backpacking skills and that equipment and everything like that. So there are a lot of different stages, a lot of different things to work on. And if I think about all of it, I get overwhelmed. So the key is baby steps. now that I'm older and I don't just do like 150 miles an hour, how do I get to my goal as quick as I can? A lot of times now, I focus more on what's sustainable, because I have gone all in and accomplished big things in my life here and there. I've accomplished major things. Like I just told you, I ran 2 half marathons, right? Big deal for me. But they weren't sustainable. By the time I finished the second one, I hated running. I was never going to do it again. I went right back and gained weight and didn't keep it off. Nothing's been sustainable. So when I look at my health and look at my journey in this way, like that's why I'm interested in intuitive eating, and the way that I do things now is sustainable, and I take baby steps, and I just want to keep moving forward. So my new mantra is more like, if I know where I want to go and I take baby steps and I don't give up, then I will get there. And to me, that's become like the most inspiring thing. Okay, that's become what really inspires me. I can have up days and down days, and I can have days I skip and days that don't work and days I get down on myself, whatever, it doesn't matter. Because as long as I wake up and keep moving, then I will get there if I don't quit. I can quit for a day, it's not the end of the world. I am human. My progress is not going to be like this. My progress is going to be like this, and sometimes it's going to be, 2 steps back to take 1 step forward. I look at that as part of the process, and I look at it as taking baby steps, of encouraging myself, patting myself on the back, giving myself high fives all the time for everything good that I do, and just really moving in the right direction. So I got really rambly at the end of that video, so I'm going to close out here. I'm going to say thank you for watching. Let me know if you made it to the end. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my patrons. I love you. I'm sending all of you 2 tons of love, and I hope you can feel it. And if you're here for the journey, let me know. Subscribe and all that stuff. And we're going to do it. We're just going to do it one little baby step at a time. Because that's the only way I accomplish things these days. That's the only way I'm interested in accomplishing things. It's just kind of doing baby steps and what's sustainable and what can I keep up, and not setting completely unrealistic expectations for myself, but working on one thing at a time. And so that's the name of the game. Anyway, I'm thrilled you're here. Thank you so much. Love to my patrons. I'll put their names at the end, and I'll catch you next time. Love you.